Good morning. Good morning. Welcome home to all of our alumni, and welcome to the 2025 annual meeting. Whoever ordered the beautiful weather, you get to take the cookies home. But what a great day in Northwest Ohio. We have the annual meeting this morning, the athletics reverse raffle this evening. For any airplane enthusiasts in the room, the air shows today and tomorrow. Just a beautiful day here in Northwest Ohio, and so I am glad to see so many of you here today. My name is William Pierce. I go by Billy, and I have the honor of serving as the Associate Vice President of Alumni Engagement and Annual Giving. Hard to believe this is year 6, because it feels like I just started. But I would tell you, and I tell anyone who asks, how's it going? I'm still having a blast. And at this point in my career, that's quite a blessing to be able to say that I enjoy coming to work every single day, and it's usually every day in some capacity. But I enjoy what I do because I enjoy interacting with our alumni, our faculty, our staff, and I don't want to speak for all of you, but I owe this university a debt of gratitude for what it invested in me to allow me to be able to do what I do now with my family. I've got a future rocket who's coming here this fall. And so really excited to keep that tradition going in our family. So thank you all again for being here. What I'd like to do now is introduce to you the Dean of our College of Engineering, who's been in that role for about a year, and really excited that we are hosting today's annual meeting in the facilities for the College of Engineering. There will be tours afterwards, so please, if you have time, stick around for that. But I'm going to call him up to the front. Don't see him. Oh, there he is. Okay. So I'm going to switch over while I hand him the mic to his PowerPoint presentation. Please join me in welcoming the Dean of our College of Engineering, Dr. Mohammed Elahenia.
So I had my invisibility cloak on. That's why Billy didn't say. I had to come out of it. So I'm here to celebrate you, our alumni. Thank you very much for all the great work you're doing. This picture is hot off the press. It's a couple of days ago. These are a group of our students visiting Italy, and they toured the Ducati factory. Some of you may know they're motorcycle producers, top-notch. And the same group was in the Vatican's when the new Pope was installed. So how many alumni do we have here? Quite a bit. So, and again, many of you may know the reason this happened is because of our alumni. The couple Roy and Marsh Arms donated the funds to establish during Nagi's time to establish Engineering Leadership Institute. So these students get a variety of leadership training practices, and they will also visit a variety of places, including fun places like this. So a bit of history of College of Engineering. There is a bit of dispute how the college started. Stole my thunder. So we believe it was started in 1932 after a name change. But I'm here to dispute that history because I was visiting city of Chattanooga in Tennessee. And you know, there's a beautiful river, so I, like anybody else, walked that bridge. There is a bridge that is now pedestrian bridge. So us engineers are a bit geeky, some of us at least. So we pay attention to things. So what I saw there, hopefully you get to see. So this is the bridge. So everybody, of course, is looking at the scenery, but I was looking at those signs up there. And it said it was erected in 1890 by a company out of Toledo, Ohio. So I'm here to dispute that engineering existed way before we had College of Engineering. And it will adapt to the changes of the future. Anybody who's interested, this is no prerequisite class in artificial intelligence. It's open to anyone who is interested to take this class. We are doing this for the first time, offering classes to general public. Engineering classes that requires no prerequisite. And my colleague, Yakov Lepitsky, that he's under his invisibility cloak back there, has started a summer camp. This is now, again, in many years, the thanks to the partnership with the new Innovation Center in Glass, we are having a summer camp for students to come up. I have a few QR codes of these. If you have your phone out there, you have a good excuse to take these QR codes. We also have fun events in the college. Some of you attended this event a couple of Fridays ago. We are very intentional to invite our network to the college. This was an event we hosted around senior design. We built it up, so there are many other reasons for you guys to show up, some of them more fun than the others, like being in a group photo. And you know, we were recognized as an R1 institution. It's a big deal. We are one of less than 200 among several thousand institutions in the US. And the reason it happens is because, again, of the hard work of faculty, and again, thanks to the generosity of alum, we have been able to recognize several of them. So you can see we have now named fellowship and endowed chairs in the college. And this was the announcement that came out, and many of you hopefully came to Savage Arena when the research of the university, including College of Engineering, was on full display. A lot of activities and energy. And by the way, you are invited to pay a visit to many of our labs and see cool facilities like this. This is a unique facility that we have in College of Engineering. We were one of the first one in the nation, but definitely the first one in Ohio that went after additive manufacturing of metals, 3D printing of metals, so you get to see up close how a printer of a metal looks like and what are some of the aspects. And this is not a research in isolation. You see big players come to us to partner with us to do research here. So there are a significant strength when it comes to research. So the reason we are recognized for R1 is because we are very mighty and intentional in certain areas of research. So how will the tour happen? Through these red arrows. So you get out, and there are 10 stops. We have our colleagues here. If you could raise your hands. These are your tour guides. These are the professors who do the research. I'll be honored to also be a tour guide today. I'll take you through the scenic route. But we will have 10 stops to get to see a variety of educational spaces in the renovated area. The photo you saw is in the renovated area. As you know, this was the Owens, Illinois research facility that was renovated in multiple phases and houses beautiful classrooms. Again, we don't stay, even though the building is very beautiful, we don't stay within our building. We are always out there taking engineering and the importance of it to our community, or bring the community to our walls. This is the Girls' Day that was this March. We have over 400 students coming and visiting, and the partnership is between the companies, us, and the schools. So the companies, engineers from the companies come and with the girls on a variety of hands-on activities. This is the first camera moment. If you're interested in learning more about engineering summer camp, you need to scan that QR code. This is for high school students. It happens over 1 week, and they get to have a sampling of multiple engineering disciplines over the morning and afternoon sessions. Please encourage whoever is in high school and is interested to come here and have some fun with us. This was in Glass City earlier this week. Many of you have heard of JA, Junior Achievement. This is their inspired event, and every department of College of Engineering was very much present. You can see the rockets of the Rocketry Club. They're actually in Huntsville, Alabama, actually firing rockets as we speak. And we had students who were interested in aerospace-related activities. So we had mother airplanes and robots roaming around. And it all happened because of dedication of our faculty and students who planned for several weeks and showed up in force. There is also a club that provides ongoing activity and engagement with middle and high school students. And if someone enters the club and stays with the program, they get to come to College of Engineering and study engineering for free. So it has over $1 million in a scholarship. And the way it works is the college donates everything that a school needs to the school for free. We also provide the educational material for free and online. The only thing that a school needs is a single volunteer to oversee the kids. So they learn something of value while being in the club, but also they get scholarship to come here if they stay with the program. So we brought the schools who started participating this year to our Senior Design Expo, and this is a homeschooler who entered this. So you can see the homeschooler, the dad, the other people who have supported this program. This is Rossford High School. So we have a total of 6 schools with over close to 40 students, but we definitely want more. And if you want to learn more, this is your second camera moment. Take this and it will take you to the page that has all the information, the sign-up information, and also a video of the project, how it works. It's essentially the final project is a Rubik's Cube that is automatically sorted by robots. That's the cool project that they get to work on. And another program, if someone wants to come to our campus and spend time in a research lab, they're curious about engineering, but they're not quite sure, this is their opportunity to come, spend the entire summer in an engineering lab, work on cool projects from bioengineering to chemical engineering to civil to electrical to coding to robotics, many, many, many aspects. It is called the peer program. So a student is matched with the faculty and they get to work alongside the students. We go through all the precaution of having a minor on campus. There are strong policies protecting them. But if you're interested, that's your next QR code. And pass it to anyone who you think might be interested. We celebrated a partnership with Cenovus. That's one of the stops you will have. Cenovus Energy is a Canadian company that has facility all around us. University of Toledo, $1 million. And to support the ongoing activities that I just described to you. And this is your invitation. You're invited to come celebrate a homecoming game with us right in front of Nishki. Some of you may know there was a cement block sitting there called Palmer Hall. We're dearly missing that. But we are also very happy that we have now a green space where we can host events. And this is the first experiment we are going to have. You're all invited. Please put it on your calendar. There is an RSVP page also on the college. If you look for September 27 homecoming, there is a page and you can RSVP and show up. There would be a lot of fun, I promise. So with that, I want to thank the ongoing support. We recently opened, and you will get to see it, the Paul Hotmer. Paul, are you back there under your invisibility cloak? Let's give him a round of applause. Paul has been Paul actually worked in this very building while it was in the R&D center, working on cool projects on glass, and has been an integral part of the college, donating for a variety of projects, including the Paul Hotmer Makerspace. Please make a stop. It's a very cool space and take advantage of it. Last but not least, the last piece of advertisement, I promise that's the last one, is Hackathon. Hackathon is a very high energy event that our students, along with students from high schools, come here and work overnight on a variety of coding projects, and they get recognized the next day, so it's over a weekend. And another event, if you're taking to a high school that you're familiar with and you're connected. Dr. Leon Chang, my colleague from electrical engineering, is the one who championed this and made this happen, and he will be a tour guide today. You can learn a lot more from him again. With that, I'll pass it back to you, Billy. Thank you for the opportunity.
So many great things going on at our university, and particularly here in the College of Engineering. I remember back from my enrollment days, we always enjoyed working with the College of Engineering because they had the most well-run programs. We were on time, we moved things through, beautiful facilities, but one of the things I really loved was the involvement of the faculty and staff in the college in recruiting new rockets. And so I love seeing that that's still continuing. Thank you to your team that's here today. It's going to be providing tours of your beautiful facility. I'd like to introduce now to you our current, but almost not current, president of the Alumni Association, Mr. Andre Swenerton.
Well, I guess with that being said, we'll need to call this meeting to order. All right, meeting to order. I'm going to set this down because I'm going to step out here and kind of talk. If you just give me a few minutes. I'll use my outside voice. So last Friday, I had an opportunity to come up and speak to the graduates for their doctoral and for master's degree. I will say this crowd is much smaller. Right? I was walking up and I wear usually readers, so I had to put my readers on. People online can hear you. Yes. All right, so I'll back up again. Last week I had an opportunity to deliver a few words at the graduation ceremony for the doctorate and for master's degrees. For one thing, I speak kind of fast, so I had to slow down a little bit. But as I walk out, I go, that's a lot of people. Today is a much smaller crowd. I feel much more comfortable. But it's been an honor, to represent and be part of 173,000 alumni throughout the United States and abroad. It has been an honor to serve alongside Billy. I know that we are in the best of hands with Matt McClure coming in. He is going to carry that torch as I did or tried to for Jeff Williams, and those were big shoes to fill. So I was in Austin, Texas. I left Austin, Texas yesterday at 4:30 in the morning, and I drove straight to 1:30 last night to get home, to change, to get here. That's how much University of Toledo means to me. I wasn't going to miss it. And the opportunity to kind of close out my tenure on the board and give it over to, I think, as a person who is going to do exceptional things. He's going to carry on the torch again. He has great leadership values, an amazing man and part of the College of Engineering. So with that being said, again, to the College of Engineering, thank you so much for allowing us to use this space. What a great overview we saw. And I know Billy has quite a few things to talk about for the year in review. Again, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I sometimes get a little emotional because that's just how much the University of Toledo means to me. It changed the trajectory of my life to where it's at today. And I am an ambassador every single day, and I ask this in closing, that just continue to be an ambassador for the University of Toledo every single day. Always make it number one in somebody else's direction to travel because it has impacted my life and my family. So thank you so much. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Billy, and he's going to take it from here.
What Andre didn't tell you is he works for the Ohio State Highway Patrol, so he probably made that trip faster than most of us. Andre knows he's on speed dial when I travel, just in case. So we can't do what we do without an amazing team of people. And I do not like getting up in front of groups without acknowledging the staff that I get to work with every single day. I always say, and I believe it, I get the easy part to stand in front of you and talk, but there's so much that goes on behind the scenes and leading up to events that we do all around the country that would not be accomplished without our staff. So here is our full team, but with us today, Heather Warga, if you could please, Jeanette Espinosa. So I appreciate those two being here, and I'm always going to call her out because she's retired, but she's always one of us, Shirley Grzecki. Many of you remember her, so Shirley, thank you, and Tom for being here. But again, it's all about teamwork here, and part of why I enjoy coming to work every day is this group of people you see on screen. So thank you. Also wanted to thank our sponsors this year. A lot of what we do, for those who see our budget, we run a very lean budget, and we do a lot with a little, so we are appreciative of our sponsors, and I do want to call out a few. Jeff Williams, if you could raise your hand. Jeff's our parking sponsor today. Let's give Jeff a round of applause, please. Thank you. Our refreshment sponsor, if you have not tried the cookies, I have twice. They're wonderful. Jana Gessner. The facility sponsor today is our engineering alumni affiliate. So if you're on that affiliate active, please raise your hand. Thank you. And then want to continue thanking our host, the College of Engineering, faculty, staff, and students for having us on site today. Thank you so much. So I start every presentation with why we do what we do, and every decision is based on what's best for our alumni, what's best for our association, and what's best for our alma mater. And those are the lenses that I want everybody looking at me through and through our board and everything that we do. This is why we do what we do. Our goal is obviously to keep alumni informed of what's going on. Part of that is what we're doing here today, an annual meeting, giving you a year in review. We do have folks watching live stream, so thank you to those who are watching us digitally. Increasing our pride in Utoledo, and what great place to do that than in one of our crown jewels of programs through our College of Engineering. But that's really spread across all of our programs and all of our campuses. And so we're going to be moving annual meeting around to showcase many of our academic programs in the coming years. We want to engage alumni to help support what's going on at the university, but we also want to stay informed about what you, our alumni, are doing in your communities and the impact that you're having. And then continuing to foster an active interest in supporting connecting our alumni with our current students, which I think we are doing very well, but there's always room to improve and get better. Layered over top of that, I want to be innovative. I want to set the standard. I want to win. I want to be one of the best alumni associations in the country. I get tired of benchmarking other people, which is important to do, but I want to be a school that gets benchmarked, and I will tell you that is happening. More and more of our team are going out and giving presentations on the work we're doing in the Alumni Association and in the foundation. We have to be strategic. We think about the resources that we have. We can't just do everything. We have to make sure it aligns with our strategic plan, which is informed by data. That's what you're always going to get with me. That's my background. And so we have to always be analyzing the work that we do to make sure it's impactful and meaningful for our alumni. And that's both qualitative and quantitative feedback. And then we have to be responsive. There are many areas that will say they are the front door of the university, and they can rightfully claim that. But I will tell you, and Shirley can probably tell you, the number of calls that we get that are not related to alumni stuff that we answer and service people because they know they're going to get an answer. That's the type of office that I want to continue running and being responsive. But with that said, we do have a strategic plan, and this plan aligns with the foundation's strategic plan, which aligns with the university's plan. So everything we do in the Alumni Association, if we do it successfully, has a ripple effect across all of our organizations, and these are the 6 goals that we align task force with, the work of our board. This is what we lean into every single day to make sure that we are moving in the direction that we agree that we're going to be moving in, with the asterisk of strategic plans are more than just a document. We need to constantly be revisiting them to make sure that the tactics underneath of these, which I didn't share with you because it's about a 6-page document, that those things are things that are continuing to move the needle and move us forward as an association. 27 chapters across the country and across the globe. The one you see highlighted is actually we brought back online. So Dallas used to be an active chapter, kind of dwindled a little bit due to inactivity. We were down there last fall. Thanks to the Rockets beating Mississippi State that day, we had a watch party, and the folks were very excited, and they say, we want to be a chapter. I had to tell them to slow down. It was only one event, but they've done 2 or 3 more since then, and so we brought them back online as an active chapter. And that's, again, being strategic. We're not just going to open up chapters and start chapters because we have a good time at one event. There has to be a sustained plan and people within those cities that are helping us to move within our strategic plan. New York City is another one. That's another chapter that has been on the books. They just had an event with Brian Blair a couple months ago. So we're trying to get out more into different areas of the country to engage alumni. You heard Andre mention 173,000 living alumni around the globe. There's about 80,000 within a 60-mile radius of Toledo. So there's a lot of work here in our backyard, but there are Rockets all over the country that we are working to interact with. I am happy to share that our attendance has been up this year so far. That 11,899 actually does not include some events that are happening today and tomorrow. Our goal was to have a 3% increase over last year's attendance, and we've already eclipsed that. So what does that say? People are coming out, people are engaging, people are interacting with each other. Some of the things we're putting together to try to draw more people out is being successful. But in my mind, that's what happens when you live your strategic plan and you analyze the data and you get feedback on how you can make things better. So very happy to see that number is going to continue to climb and will likely be on pace with that fiscal 22 number by the time we're done at the end of June. Number of events. This is the one that continues to make my head spin. I always say quality over quantity, and I want to bring this number down because 180 plus events a year is a lot for a team of 14, but we do it. What we're going to be doing more is consolidating events, having our affiliates work together where it makes sense. But the goal is, again, to get people together, talk about the exciting things that's going on at the university, get people excited about connecting with each other wherever they are. And a lot of that happens through our engagement events, not just with alumni, but also the retirees. So the UT Retirees Association is also one of our affiliates, and they do a lot throughout the year as well. But together, we are continuing to build momentum. But that number, 163, I mean, we're just getting to mid-May, and we still have quite a few more to go. So that number tends to fluctuate a little bit, but I will tell you from a staff standpoint, it's a lot to accomplish, and we get it done. But you may see that number start to come down strategically over the next couple of years. Membership. And you may wonder, why is he showing me a number January 27th and we're sitting here on May 10th? Well, I would tell you, the foundation is in the midst of upgrading 2 huge systems. So we are upgrading our CRM and our financial system. Both went live within a couple weeks of each other. So for those who are either familiar with that process or the engineers in the room, you know that process takes some time. So our last solid membership number was towards the end of January, and we were pacing with where we were all of last year. Memberships continue to come in. Jeanette Espinosa does an amazing job doing some of that stuff manually to make sure our members know that they are connected with us. But we're getting things moving faster and faster on our new system, so we should have an updated membership number here in the next couple weeks. But just want to mention how important membership is to what we do. Membership dues, it makes up about 15% of our budget. And so if you aren't a member, please join. If you are a member and know other alumni that aren't members, please get them to join because it helps us to do what you see here, the 163,000 events, getting in front of 12,000 alumni across the country. We do that, and membership helps us to accomplish that. So please refer an alum that's not a member, but you also do not have to be an alum to be a member. We opened that up about 2 years ago because we do see folks who did not graduate from UT coming to some of our events, and some of them are also some of our biggest supporters. I won't go through all these, but this just gives you a sampling of some of the events that we put on as an office as a whole and some of our affiliates. As you know, we're in the pavilion for all of our home football games, new events in Dallas and Houston. I will tell you the power of athletics allows us to do some of these events. That's kind of a nice icebreaker in some of these cities. So I mentioned Mississippi State for Dallas was the catalyst for other events that happened. When Toledo played at Houston, we did a pregame event there and had a sizable turnout. So that's going to be a catalyst for additional work we're doing in Houston, which also used to be an active chapter, kind of fell off a little bit. Now we're looking to bring that back online. But there's a host of events that we do throughout the year to try to appeal to a wide audience of people and keep them connected to what we're doing. When we think about a strategic priority of the university, enrollment is probably number one. We are continuing to work to increase the number of Rockets that are on our campus. And so I can't have a 20-year career in enrollment and not have some type of strategy in the alumni space to help us recruit new Rockets. We started this postcard writing campaign 4 years ago, and you see the number of alumni has continued to increase. And so each alum that volunteers this year had 15 postcards that you could handwrite and send to incoming students to help influence their decision, to let them know Rocket Nation is ready for them and wants them to join us. I should have put an asterisk by that 387 because 387 are the number of alumni that raised their hand and volunteered. But I will tell you, this really caught wind with some of our campus leaders. So our interim president, Matt Schroeder, who I'm grateful for his support of the Alumni Association, challenged his senior leaders to also write postcards. The University of Toledo Board of Trustees got wind of it. They challenged the Foundation Board of Trustees to see who could write the most cards that would influence the most students to enroll. Athletics said, give us 300. Between faculty, staff, and student athletes, we're going to write postcards too. So thousands and thousands of potential Rockets got handwritten postcards from someone affiliated with the University of Toledo. And what great way to welcome those students to our campus by showing the power of our family saying, we want you here, welcome. So thank you to those. Just a show of hands, how many did wrote a postcard this year? Awesome. Next year, I want to see everyone's hand this room up. But thank you so much for the time you spent helping us to recruit new Rockets. I always want to show this. I talk about we have a modest budget, but we do survive based on donations that we get from many of you. And I think it's important to show that we are being fiscally responsible with the resources that we have. So yet again, we had another clean audit this year that was done by Clifton Larson Allen. So that is something that's very important to me because, again, it shows that we are being good stewards over the resources that we are entrusted with. Rocket Fort Day of Giving. So you saw part of my title is Annual Giving. This is year 3 of me working with that team, and we had another amazing Day of Giving back in February. Set a record 3,882 gifts over a 36-hour period of time. That's a 58% increase over last year. So you talk about what do your alumni think of your university? Well, if you go back to attendance being up and you see that we're setting records in people giving back, that tells you a lot about the confidence and the support our alumni have in our institution. So thank you to all of you that participated in Rocket Fort Day of Giving this year. Raised $2.1 million, our second highest total that we've raised in the 7 years that we've been doing that. Almost $34,000 came to the Alumni Association in form of either scholarships or our endowed fund. So thank you so much for that. This just gives you a little bit of history of Day of Giving. Since it started in fall of 2017, we've raised over $11 million and from 23,626 gifts. So talk about support and alumni and donors that believe in what we're doing. The proof is in the pudding right here. And so I'm grateful for all of you. All those donations come back to scholarships, research, clinical care, help support our endowed funds that support the operations that we do. I always believe in not asking folks for things that you're not going to support yourself. So proud to say that we had 100% participation from everyone on the alumni engagement and annual giving team in Day of Giving. I should have added, but I didn't, but I'm going to mention it. We actually had 100% participation from the entire foundation staff. So our fundraisers, our finance folks, administration, everyone participate in that because, again, we believe in, we can't ask you to support something we're not supporting ourselves. And then we had a 96% participation rate from our board of trustees, which is, I think it's remarkable. I always want 100, so I'll move on from there. We missed one. One of the goals that I set forth that I wanted to be able to do, I keep talking about kind of a modest budget, but I would love to get to the point where we can invest more in innovation and really honing in on activities that really set the bar across the industry. And so I set a goal of raising $5 million before I retire. I got 15 years to go. But we are off to a strong start, and so far in 2 years have raised just over $1.2 million. And so part of that membership I talked about, a portion of your membership dues goes to that fund. But what that fund does is it's invested through the foundation, and we get 4% of that every year to support our operating budget. It doesn't go to salaries, doesn't go to benefits, doesn't go to facilities. It goes directly to our operating budget. Those on the board, you see it. They're very transparent. And so we're working diligently to try and increase that support so that we can continue doing what we're doing, but also doing more. Within that, too, is the scholarship portion. So a good portion of our students at the University of Toledo have some form of financial aid. And we know that financial aid for some students is the catalyst for either them graduating or not finishing. And I am proud to say that number that we contribute just to the Alumni Association alone continues to grow. So this year, for students who are enrolling this fall, we awarded $82,500. And so again, thank you to our donors, our supporters, for continuing to support that, because that is a very important part of our mission, is we are trying to do our best to help our current Rockets become Rocket alumni. And to do that, many of you are contributing towards removing that financial barrier for our students who have needs. So again, thank you so much for your support there. I'd like to move now and transition into our awards portion of the program because that's really what it's all about. And much of what we do, we cannot do without the support of our volunteers. We are a team of 14, but we can't do a lot of what we do without people raising their hand saying, where do you need me? How can I help? So happy to share this year's winner of the Volunteer of the Year. He started volunteering with the association because he wanted to recapture the joy of Rocket football games. And there's a group of folks that he would come with over a period of time. And I think over time they stopped showing up or transitioned to other areas of life and beyond. He can be found in our pavilion just about every home game, wherever we need him, serving hot dogs, serving chips, you name it. He is always there, rain, sleet, snow, wind, shine, you name it. Recently retired last November, so we might be calling on him more, but he is one of our most consistent volunteers and is always willing to help where needed. He is a 1995 graduate of the College of Pharmacy, so if you can please join me in congratulating our Volunteer of the Year, Mr. Kevin Sikowski. Thank you. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to join in thanking the College of Engineering for sponsoring this. As a 1985 graduate of pharmacy, my exposure to the engineering college was biology classes in Dana A and B. You guys have come up a little in the world, let's put it this way. I'm proud and humbled to be receiving this, and as was pointed out, a lot of my volunteering has been at the pregame tailgate parties. So I would be remiss in not thanking Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers, whose training back in 1979 gave me the requisite skills that brought me this award. Honestly, I'm kind of embarrassed to receive this because I've met many neat people and have had so much fun volunteering that I really feel that I've received a lot more than the Alumni Association has received from me through my efforts. And the challenge that I want to kind of throw out there is that if anyone out there is thinking about volunteering and worried, as you pointed out, that now I'm retired, I have a little more time, but worried you don't have enough time or whatever, come on out, volunteer. No effort is too little, and you're really missing a good time. So actually, on behalf of all the volunteers of the association, I'd like to thank the association and accept this award. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kevin, thank you. Now we have our Affiliate of the Year. This affiliate is very, very active, so I couldn't fit it all on one slide, but for the sake of time, I put what I could on one slide. But love what they're doing and the variety of activities that they are planning each year to engage not only alumni of their college, but alumni across colleges. Hosted 2 professional development events, one that took place at the Davis-Besse Power Plant, and also our very own Lake Erie Research Center. They raised about $4,000 at their annual golf outing to support student scholarships, so that will continue to be a theme of the importance of student scholarships and helping our current Rockets. Organized multiple concession fundraisers at Toledo Mud Hens game to support the affiliate scholarship funds and student organizations within their college. Currently working with the dean of the college to form an advisory council. Partner with several other affiliates to co-host engagement events. So again, not just their particular college, but trying to bring in other colleges, alumni that may have an interest in some of the engagement activities. Won the first ever 2025 Rocket 4 Day of Giving Challenge as the affiliate with the most participation in giving. Awarded 7 scholarships and totaling $8,400 to students, and then hosted a summer cookout to bring current and past board members and friends together to engage camaraderie and to really reminisce and think about how we're going to move forward. So please join me in congratulating this year and 2-time winner, our College of Engineering. And coming to accept the award with the crews, Deb, Norm, and Christian.
Thank you. thanks for this award. We have worked so hard this year to raise the bar. Talked to Billy about we want to change the game a little bit, and he said, go for it. It's in the strategic plan. So we did, and we are so proud. We have the best dean ever. Hey, Mohammed. Mohammed has embraced us. He comes to all of our meetings. He works with us. He's pulled us right in. So he and I are, and Don's in here somewhere, we're working on the Dean's Advisory Council. We're going to establish a research society. But what I love about the dean is he sees the value in the Alumni Association, and he's engaging us fully. So he's having us work jointly with him to engage our alumni in a different manner. Not just about events anymore, but how do we bring them back to the college? How do we do events together, like the big tailgate that's going to be coming up? So it's really rewarding for us. It makes our job easier. Billy's team is awesome to work with, and Billy just says, you go for it, you know, go set the standard for us. So we know we can't win a third year in a row, but we want to. So we will, yeah, maybe we can change that rule too. So just stay tuned, and we'll be pulling people in. But also for the other affiliates, we really want, we know we're big, and we now have 13 board members, really powerful board. So we want to help the other affiliates. So don't even be shy to ask us, because we think there's power in numbers, and we're all the University of Toledo, and we're all alums, so we'd love to help the others. And just want to thank my board. They are awesome, they're fun, they're frisky, they're trouble, and that's how we get things done. So thank you very much.
Thank you. If you're receiving an award, stick around afterwards so we can get group pictures, please. Deb, I love the fact that she referenced strategic plan. She and I had a conversation in Cleveland during the MAC tournament about that. I want all of our groups living and breathing that strategic plan. So thank you for making mention of that, because if we're all working and rowing in the same direction, then those goals get executed much faster and probably exceed what our targets are. So thank you. I'd like to now recognize our chapter of the year. Also, probably one of our most active chapters. Have hosted, I need to get to some of these events, hosting pregame events for alumni before NBA games, Major League Baseball games, organized a tour for alumni at a local garden and brewery, have hosted watch parties. That is not a typo. I do not capitalize BG in anything that I write. Recruited 7 new board members to serve on their board, and awarded a $1,000 scholarship to a student. And I'll tell you, their scholarship was just endowed about 2 years ago. So the work they're doing to raise money to support students from afar is very much appreciated. It actually warms my heart to be able to bring this person up, because he and I went to school together. So whenever I see him, we get to reminisce about our time together at UT. But please join me in congratulating the Cleveland chapter for Chapter of the Year. And I'm going to bring up my good friend from the late 90s, Dan DiVincenzo.
Good to see you, man. Good morning. So as Billy said, and a lot of other people have said, we've been working really hard, revitalizing our board and trying to achieve or work harder toward some of those goals that Billy mentioned earlier. We've revitalized our board. We have, they mentioned 7. We've picked up a few extras since then, and are working really hard on scheduling new events. We're trying to increase donations toward that scholarship that he mentioned. We did award, I believe it was 1 or 2 people this year with a scholarship. Let's see, as they mentioned, some of our biggest events have been the watch parties, the sporting events with pregame socials, going to the MAC tournaments, which we work with the Alumni Association together, since we are in Cleveland. Working really hard on trying to come up with new ways to engage additional alumni. being that Cleveland is so close to Toledo, there are so many alumni. There were so many alumni from the Cleveland area when I was here with Billy, and we need to engage more. We do get a lot of attendance. Some of the things that we're trying to work for are, different activities outside of the sporting events. We've had surveys go out on using public media and trying to get ideas as to what would draw more people to come. So we're working on some of those other events. We want to reinitiate the engagement with incoming and current students to get more people to come, including the writing. I know we've done that in the past, but to my knowledge, we didn't do that last year. And I think that we would love to get back into doing so. Again, with so many people, we're trying to come up with ways to engage local UT entrepreneurs so that we can help them with networking, find out new ways to enhance their business, and to kind of support them in their endeavors. With that being said, I'm honored to accept this award from the Alumni Association. Thanks again to my friend Billy.
All right, at this time, we'd like to recognize the folks who are going to be rolling off the board, and they're probably excited because they won't have to attend as many meetings, but it's sad for me because our board does a lot, and they are an extension of our office. They are ambassadors. They help set our strategy. They help keep me accountable for what's going on in the Alumni Association. But I also know that they are volunteers who lead very busy lives, so the fact that they are carving out time to spend with us, I am eternally grateful. Doesn't mean you won't hear from me, just a heads up, but wanted to make sure we thank you properly for your time and service on the board. So when I call your name, if you can please come up, Heather will hand you a small token of our appreciation to say thank you for all that you have done and continue to do to support not just the Alumni Association, but also our beloved alma mater. So, Seth Babcock. Thank you. Sure, why not? I will forever call him Mr. Bader. He always says Mike, but he was the principal to several of my children. But please join me in thanking Mr. Michael Bader. Thank you. I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Campbell in my other profession through enrollment. So I was pleased that when she joined the board and continues to do a lot down in the Columbus area to support the University of Toledo. So please join me in thanking Dr. Kim Campbell. I don't believe she's here with us today, but longtime Rocket, and I know she has been employed with us for several years, and she's back with us. She's not here today, but Crystal Glambin. Angelo, Dr. Iacchini, pharmacy graduate, is not here because he is the head coach of one of his children's, I think, softball, t-ball team. And today was the first game, so he is allowed to miss that because family comes first. We will make sure he gets his award. Mr. Langendorfer, you've probably seen him around campus. Very big supporter of a lot of what we do. He's one of our donors and supporters, sponsors for Art on the Mall. So please patronize his businesses. He owns the Jersey Mike's in the area, Little Caesars, storage facilities. David does a lot of it, does a lot. So please, if you're a sub person like I am, having growing up with a father from the East Coast who likes a good sub. Jersey Mike's is where it's at. So, David, thank you if you're watching. I don't believe Cherie is here right now, but as she works in student affairs, and I would tell you that Cherie always has students in her office. They love working with her, and when you think about, I remember back my time here, there were people that took me under their wing and made sure I did what I needed to do. I acted right, got to class, and graduated on time. And so Cherie is having that impact on many of our current students. So Cherie, if you're watching, thank you for your service. And this next person I know is here with us, one of the first people I met when I got hired, and certainly respected for the work that she did when she worked on our health science campus, but has been a longtime supporter of the association. And I know that when Dan was in this role, he looked up to her, and I do as well, and just continues to be involved. Was our volunteer of the year? Was it last year? So continues, even though she's retired, so you know you retire, we still plug you in, but want to thank Dr. Patricia Medding for her service on the board. So when you serve as president, that means you've been with us for probably at least 6, 7, 8, 9 years, because you serve as a board member first, and then you come to the exec committee and you move through the chair. So this next person has been serving for quite a long time. I've enjoyed working with him. He knows he's not done because we'll keep tapping him. But I've appreciated his vision and the way he's looked at things in a different way. He's challenged me, he's pushed me, he's asked great questions to keep making us better. One of the integral voices in helping to change the direction of the board and push the board to be more of a roll up your sleeves. Let's get active. So please join me in congratulating and thanking Jeff Williams. And I know she's not with us today, but we do have a student representative on our board every year. Typically, it's either the president or the vice president of student government. And so Ashley, I would say, in the years we've been doing this, was probably one of the most active students. She contributed. She gave tons of ideas. When we had events or things that we needed volunteers for related to connect with current students, she would always raise her hand. So very appreciative of Ashley Westgate, who is going to be going to grad school here in the fall. So appreciative of Ashley's work. So Ashley, if you're watching, thank you. I think I see more. Did I miss some? Who's left? Oh, people are on here. Okay. So again, please join me in welcoming our outgoing board members. Pleased to announce for the third year in a row, we do not have any updates to our bylaws. I can't guarantee that will be true next year. But just like strategic plans, we have to continually be evolving as an organization, and our bylaws that we've been taking a look at have been around for quite some time. But I always believe in, let's look at them, let's vet them, and if they still make sense, let's keep them. If not, then let's talk about what makes the most sense as we continue to modernize and move our Alumni Association forward. So now we get into the part where we need you to vote on our proposed slate of officers and trustees going into the new year. So she is not with us today, but she is currently serving as the Commissioner for Educational Engagement and Workforce Development for the City of Toledo. She is also an author, and she actually had a previously scheduled vacation during this time, so when I called to tell her that she was selected to serve on the board, she was a little disappointed she couldn't be here, but she's scheduling a nice vacation, already had it scheduled, so please go. We'll bring her on board. But Dr. Stephanie Covington, two-time graduate at the University of Toledo. Ms. Kaylee Edwards is a teacher, kindergarten teacher in the Livonia School District. You may recognize the face, and with the background, she used to be the cheerleading coach here. So Kaylee is very familiar with the work that we do here in the Alumni Association, so very excited to have her joining us on the board. I've known this gentleman for quite some time. One of my first events in the office was actually down in the Columbus area. And if you've been paying attention to the annual meetings, aside from Cleveland, Columbus has been one of our stalwarts in terms of chapter of the year. You don't get to be chapter of the year without strong leadership, and he has been at the helm and leading and growing that chapter for quite some time. currently serves as data systems and EMIS coordinator, the data center and the Southwestern City School District in Grove City, and he is here with us today. So Robert Kramer, please. A name that's probably not familiar to those who are from this area, was a longtime supporter of the College of Law and the affiliate board, was the president of that board, and she will be joining us on what we call the big board here in the fall. She emailed this morning. She's a little under the weather, so she was not able to attend today. She does send her apologies, but looking forward to working with the Honorable Judge Lori Olander. Man, I feel like I say this about everyone. Known this gentleman a long time, too. Through his time here at Toledo, I've been here over 20 years, and he's been here a couple of years more than me. But retired vice president, general counsel, when you talk about consistency and calm and leadership, this gentleman exemplifies that. Has been involved a lot, even in retirement, with our Retirees Association. And so looking forward to his wisdom and advice and guidance as he joins us on the board, Mr. Pete Papademos. She currently serves as Director of Coaching and Outreach at LS&A Opportunity Hub at the University of Michigan. Had a chance to meet her in person this morning and find out that we have a small connection that I worked, I think it was across the street, maybe a building over from her when I worked at the University of Michigan, the Ross School of Business. But looking forward to again, her guidance and wisdom and expertise and getting her involved back on campus. She is here today, Miss Cynthia Snodgrass. And as I mentioned before, we always have a student voice. Actually, Jaden has attended one of our board meetings already and is ready to get involved and get active. And it's so important, the work that we do, to get connected with students before they leave, because it makes that relationship as an alum that much easier when they know what we do and what we're about. So looking forward to working closely over the next year with the incoming president of student government, Mr. Jaden Bollinger. Our executive officers this year, so this just continues to rotate up. So as you see, Andre Swinnerton is going to be the immediate past president. He doesn't leave us yet. He gets to stay on for another year. But these are our slate of executive officers. Matt McClure, who you will meet in just a few minutes. Jana Gessner, who you mentioned earlier, sponsor for our refreshments today. Dr. Mohammed Musa, who I know is watching online. He is at work today. I wasn't able to get off. He is in charge of our ER program on our health science campus and over at Toledo Hospital. So always good to have Doc around. Reggie Bradley will continue on as our treasurer. And then joining the executive committee this year, another longtime supporter, known him for a while as well, served a lot on the law committee. I would tell you, I don't know how he and Nancy attend every event the university puts on, but they're there. But looking forward to working with Mike McConan on the exec committee. I also want to acknowledge our current board members who will continue on with us. Some of them are here today, and if you could please raise your hands to acknowledge you. And I know he's here. Tony Bassett. George Garib, I know, is not here. He may be watching online. Shannon Lohr, who's not here. Brenda Phillips, I know, is watching online from Cleveland. Brenda, thank you. Jane Marie Rahe. Markeisha Rush, I know, is here. And it's Nicholas, forgive me for the S at the end, but Dr. Nick Santilli, who is with us today from the Cleveland area as well. I'll make sure I fix that. I'm so sorry. Mr. Dan Silvers, Mr. Reggie Temple, Carol Thomas, I know, is here today. Carol, thank you. I love saying this name because I remember when this gentleman came in as a student, so I feel like a proud papa. Dr. Brandon Tucker. And Mr. Dean Wyrick. So without further ado, I'd like to propose that as our slate of boards and call it to a vote. So those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. It's approved. So welcome. Let's get to work. All right, if I could have Andre and Matt come up, we will have our ceremonial passing of the gavel and the pinning of lapel pins as we have our leadership transition. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our new president of the Alumni Association and College of Engineering graduate, Mr. Matt McClure.
Thank you, Billy. Good afternoon, everyone. I will keep my remarks brief because I know a lot of us are excited to take tours of the college. Andre kind of mentioned in his remarks, we've both seen a lot of great past presidents that we've gotten to work with, so it's really kind of set the path on what we're going to do, and I feel like I've been shown that path a little bit differently by each of them, but I've learned a lot from each of them. But beyond that, we have a very strong board with a lot of strong leaders, so I guess I kind of view my my role as being the face of that and being able to lean on all of that expertise, that shared wisdom, and that shared leadership. So very excited to get the year underway and kind of just be at the wheel of the ship, so to speak, and keep us on track and continue the good work we're doing. And as the slate of officers, there's a lot of very strong leadership to follow after me. So excited for what's going to come in the years after the upcoming year. So very exciting times. Thank you for your vote of confidence and look forward to getting started. Go Rockets. Oh, last thing I have to do. I think that wraps it up for this. So we're at the end. Can I get a motion to end the meeting? Second? All right. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to my engineering colleagues to break you up into groups for facility tours. Okay, so the tours will be the exact same length, the exact number of steps, spoken like a true engineer that had the steps measured out. But if you are a tour guide, if you could please raise your hand. So our tour guides are in the back of the room. If you could split up evenly, we've got about 60 people here, so I'd say there's, 5 of them? Maybe 12 per group.
Everyone who goes on the tour will take 5,432 steps. So count them.